The streak they've put together is unusual of number of times they've gone over 23 points and number of times the defense has held opponents under 23 points. So what they are is a balanced thing. In that Raiders game that Tony talked about, they lost 20-10. Since then, all they do is put up 20 plus, and they just don't allow teams to score very much. So they have the balance that you want that is really hard to undercut. I understand that anyone that goes against the Chiefs and the Bills and the Ravens probably are going to feel like an underdog. You're not going to trust any of those teams until you've seen them get past the teams that you have seen do it. But they're way ahead of schedule. There's supposed to be a suffering process that lasts more than 2 years before you get to just take the division back. It took the Bills 17 years to take the division from the Patriots.
I think when you look at it from a conference perspective, like one quarterback can say they took it from Patrick Mahomes and it's Joe Burrow. Like he's until proven otherwise, they run.
But you look at too on the other side of the conference in the NFC, Jaden Daniels was a rookie, and all of a sudden completely barnstormed through everybody in the NFC, got to the Lions, who were one of the better teams in the NFC, Super Bowl hopefuls, and destroyed them too. Obviously ended up losing to Philly, but that's another team that was like out of nowhere, boom, coach, quarterback, everything linked up, and obviously this year they've been hurt, but that's kind of another example.
Oh, but here's the thing though, and I'm sure that this is happening to others. This is not just happening to me. That Washington thing happens and then collapses, and I'm less surprised by it than I would be if it happened in these uniforms. There's something about seeing this running around throughout my football nightmares for 20 years, owning the sport, where I'm like, oh, that's not going to have a regression. That's not going to have a quarterback who goes the other way. Maybe he gets hurt, but it's not going to. He's not going to suddenly be C.J. Stroud. He's not going to go from MVP chance to what happened to C.J. Stroud. Like, they have the organizational infrastructure. The Gerard Mayo hire was a disaster, okay, and they got out from under it. He's the one who came, the guy who came after the guy, and so for 2 years he takes the beating. But Vrabel's already won as much in 11 games as they won in the 38 before that. That's crazy.
I think Mayo might have just had 1 year. It's crazy. The Dolphins did nothing with like the 3.5 years this team was down.
What? They didn't do nothing. Like, they had the best offense in the sport. It just they couldn't play in the cold.
Are we sure that there's no regression possible, that it's just going to be up and up and up forever?
I'm just saying that I don't expect to see it in that uniform. I've got whatever the post-traumatic football fans' feelings are on that uniform does things successfully for 20 years. That organization isn't going to screw up that they've got the young quarterback.
How much legacy is pulled over? How many of the people that were around for the dominance are around now?
I can't be the only one doing that, right? I'm not the only one. When I tell you that and I say, what do you expect from this? Like, all of you look at what happened in Washington. You may be surprised. Maybe you're surprised that it has collapsed because you expected Jaden Daniels to be as good. But having seen it happen in Houston and Washington, I feel comfortable based on just the uniform saying it's not going to happen here. There's not going to be a regression here at this position. Maybe he gets hurt, but he's playing in a way that's all up. It's upticking at the normal amount of speed. The thing with Jaden Daniels that I didn't understand and still don't understand is how the hell do you come in the league and be that good right away? Like, that's not that somebody has to learn that position. You can't just come in here and be immediately great and your team wins 11 or 12 games. And I'm like, how the hell did that happen? This has been the way the progression's supposed to work. I watch a first-round pick get sacked, develop pocket presence, and all of a sudden, oh my God, the feel that he has in the pocket, he knows exactly when to run. He's done it enough now through college and the pros where this is only going to be ascent from here. Where's it going to get worse? They're going to get him better skill guys. They're going to build around him and the running game. They're going to get draft picks that make sure that support all the things that he does well outside of him getting hurt. Where does this derail?
So Elliot Wolf is the executive VP of player personnel. He's the final decision maker. He joined, what was it, 2 years ago. Then Ryan Cowden joined them from the Giants this season. And then Matt Groh, who's been there a couple of years as well. I would say that this organization, other than Robert Kraft.
Well, Vrabel, though. Well, Vrabel's a bridge between all of these things, though.
Sure, but then we're giving the credit to Vrabel. And if that's the case, then why wasn't he more successful in prior stops?
Because he's got a better quarterback now than he's ever had.
My point is, Dan, I don't think you could say that organization when it's like nobody there was around other than Vrabel, and it's not like that information traveled with them. It's not like San Antonio or Miami where it's like, nope, it's the same people the last 25 years running it. I'm more inclined to believe that organization in terms of giving them trust. In this case, I feel like they just got a good quarterback, and for now it's working, but I wouldn't afford them any kind of extra trust.
I mean, I don't know about that because when you talk about Vrabel, he's the culture setter, right? Tennessee was a laughingstock before he got there. He got there, all of a sudden they went to AFC Championship games. He leaves there, now they're a number one pick laughingstock again, right? So he takes all of that culture setting, players coach, all those things.
And Josh McDaniels has been the play caller successfully there before.
That's an important piece too, right? Like working with a guy who's been a seasoned veteran offensive coordinator who's worked with Brady, who's worked with great quarterbacks.
This is why people criticize the Dayball hire or firing, because they're saying you need consistency in the relationship between Jackson Dart, the young quarterback, and he's got to feel like he's got stability behind him. This is why I think the Bears thing is going to work so well, because you're going to get the growth from a young quarterback who has the confidence and security of the young coach who has stability behind him.